Here is a truth that will transform how you see this moment you're living in right now, today. The outer world is always a mirror of your inner world. Every person who frustrates you carries a piece of your own shadow, the parts of yourself you've rejected or disowned. Every achievement that eludes you might be showing you something you need to integrate within yourself before it can arrive externally. Every love that finds you, every friendship, every enemy, every obstacle. They are all characters in a story your deeper self is telling. This isn't New Age fantasy. This is Jung's core discovery about the psyche. We are not separate from what we experience. We are participating in it. We are calling it forth. Think of it this way. You are in conversation with yourself, but the conversation is happening through the world. Your life is a continuous dialogue between who you are and who you are becoming. Every challenge is a question. Every encounter is an invitation. Every moment contains an offer from the deeper self to grow, to integrate, to become zur dir Höhe. This is what Jung meant by individuation, the lifelong journey of becoming who you truly are. Not who your parents told you to be, not who society demands, but who you are at the deepest level of your own being. The authentic self that existed before you learned to shrink yourself. The self that knows exactly what it needs to learn, to heal, to become. This process is not always comfortable. In fact, it often feels like falling apart before you come back together as something truer. It means looking at the parts of yourself you've hidden in shadow. It means facing the fears you've carried since childhood. It means questioning the narratives you've been told about who you should be. But on the other side of this discomfort lies freedom. The freedom to be genuinely, unapologetically yourself. And right now, in this very moment, something in you is waking up. Something is recognizing itself. The fact that you're here, listening to these words, is not an accident. Your deeper self knew you needed to hear them. Your deeper self has led you here, like a thread through the labyrinth of your own life. Can you feel it? That stirring, that yes in your chest? So what does this mean for you? What changes when you accept that nothing is accidental? That this moment, this breath, this crossing of your awareness with these words, it's meaningful. It means you can't see your life the same way anymore. You can't dismiss your dreams as mere neurological noise. You can't dismiss your intuitions as irrational. You can't dismiss the people in your life as mere chance encounters. You're living in a universe of meaning, not a machine of meaninglessness. Jung spent his entire life studying the dreams and visions and life stories of thousands of people, and he discovered something profound. When people begin to listen to the language of the deeper self, through dreams, through synchronicity, through inner work, their lives transform. Not because external circumstances magically change, but because they begin to understand their circumstances. They begin to see the teaching in the difficulty. They begin to recognize the gift in what they thought was a curse. You are in the process of becoming. Something in you recognizes that now. You can feel it. A stirring, an ache, a longing for something more authentic, something truer. This isn't a sign of suffering, though it may feel uncomfortable. It's a sign of awakening. Carl Jung called this the individuation process, and it doesn't end until the day you die. Your job isn't to arrive at some final, perfect destination. Your job is to listen, to pay attention, to follow the thread of meaning that runs through your life, to recognize that the obstacles are the path, that your shadow contains your gold, that the person you're becoming is already calling to you across time. The video found you. Or perhaps more truthfully, you found your way here because some part of you, some deep knowing part that exists beyond the chatter of doubt, recognized that it was time. Time to wake up a little more. Time to listen a little deeper. Time to understand that you are not lost, even when you feel it. You are finding your way home to yourself. And that journey? It started the moment you chose to pay attention. Listen to what your life is trying to tell you. The answer you're seeking is already speaking. The person you're meant to become is already calling. The universe is not indifferent to you. It never was. Something within you is awakening. Trust it. You are not here by accident. This might sound strange to say, but pause for a moment and consider it. How many times today did your attention scatter across countless possibilities? How many videos could you have chosen? How many doors could your curiosity have opened? And yet, here you are, reading these words, listening to this voice, at this particular moment in your life. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung spent decades investigating this very phenomenon. He believed that the universe speaks to us in a language we've mostly forgotten, through patterns, through coincidence, through what he called synchronicity. Not mere chance, not random collision, but meaningful connection. Jung wasn't a mystic, though his ideas bordered on the mystical. He was a scientist of the human soul who discovered that our lives are far stranger and far more purposeful than our rational minds dare to admit. He discovered that when we stop dismissing coincidence as meaningless, we begin to see the architecture of our own destiny. So before we go further, let me ask you something. What were you thinking about just before you found this video? What feeling was in your chest? What question had you been carrying? Sometimes the universe answers not with thunder, but with whispers. Whispers that arrive exactly when we're ready to listen. You didn't find this message by chance. It found you, and that changes everything. Beneath the surface of everyday life, there is a pattern. Jung called it the collective unconscious, a vast, invisible ocean of memory and meaning that flows beneath every human consciousness. We are not isolated islands. We are expressions of something deeper, something ancient, something alive. Think of it this way. You've never seen the ocean floor, yet it shapes every wave that touches the shore. You've never consciously accessed the collective unconscious, yet it shapes every dream you forget upon waking, every intuition you dismiss as just a feeling, every moment when you know something without knowing how you know it. In this collective realm live the archetypes, the universal patterns of human experience. The hero, the shadow, the wise old man, the innocent. These are not just characters in stories. They are blueprints written into your bones. They move through you whether you recognize them or not. They live in your choices, your relationships, your deepest longings. And here is what Jung discovered that changed everything. This deeper pattern isn't foreign to you. It is you. Your inner world isn't separate from the outer world. They are mirrors of each other. What you encounter outside yourself is often an encounter with something inside yourself seeking recognition. When you keep meeting the same kind of person, the same obstacles, the same frustrations, it isn't the world repeating itself. It's your own inner world reaching toward you, calling to you, trying to show you something about yourself that you haven't yet integrated. The pattern beneath ordinary life is the pattern of your own becoming. Jung introduced a word that would reshape how we understand meaning itself: synchronicity. It means, quite simply, meaningful coincidence. Not all coincidences are meaningful, but some are. And the difference isn't luck. The difference is resonance. The difference is readiness. Consider this. A thought crosses your mind, and moments later, someone texts you with that exact same thought. A problem haunts you for weeks, and then you stumble upon a book, a conversation, a stranger's words that illuminate the answer. You're thinking of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and your phone rings. They're calling. Your rational mind categorizes these as flukes, probability, the odd workings of chance. But Jung asked a more dangerous question. What if they weren't? What if these moments were communications? What if the universe, or the deepest part of yourself, was trying to get your attention? Synchronicity operates on a principle that shatters our ordinary understanding of causality. It suggests that not everything that happens is caused by something else in a mechanical, logical chain. Sometimes events align because they carry the same meaning, because they're trying to tell the same story, because inner and outer reality are dancing together in ways our scientific materialism has taught us to ignore. This is why Jung said that when you stop dismissing coincidence, your life becomes lived at a deeper level. You stop being merely a passenger in existence. You become a co-creator with forces you're only beginning to understand. You begin to participate in your own unfolding destiny. The question isn't whether synchronicity is real. The question is, are you paying attention?